everyone, it's Anna. So today I wanted to go over how to give really good feedback on POAs. So as you hopefully know, the POA submission deadline is coming up this week, and with that, we will also be doing peer reviews on Canvas regarding everybody's POA. So before we begin, I just want to give you a few heads up about the submissions and the rules that kind of follow with it. So in order to be able to give feedback, your POA needs to be submitted to Canvas on time. If it is submitted late, it locks you out of the review process, and I believe also locks you out of actually submitting it. So you're losing points for both submitting your POA and getting the ability to review. So that's really important that you submit whatever you've got on time. The second thing is that you will automatically gain access for reviewing in the comments section of whatever POA you're randomly assigned to. So it sounds a little weird, but once you go onto Canvas, it should pop up and you'll notice that somebody else's POA is kind of in the middle of your canvas, and you can go and you can put in submission comments, which is where you will leave your feedback for people. And third, what the type of feedback that you're trying to do is not necessarily tell them what's wrong or right or fix formatting. It's more what they can do to improve their own planning and to improve their own strategizing so that they can have a more successful quarter. So let's jump right into it. Number one is that you can format your comments in your own way. We had a lot of freedom last quarter, and apparently ended up being really great, which is awesome. And so just to clarify, you are allowed to format them in your own way. Some people use bullet points. Some people will write out a whole paragraph kind of explaining their thought process on it. You can submit a link in the submission comments to take them to a video of you explaining it, or maybe even a link to a PDF where you made the changes you thought were necessary, and then you can go from there. And that's super helpful for them. Any of those formats really work, or if you come up with something else that you're more comfortable with that can still facilitate good feedback, that is great. Number two is how to read for improvements. So a lot of times we kind of get stuck on trying to figure out what to edit, what to change. And especially when somebody comes at you with a very good, very thorough plan of action, it can be kind of hard to, a little bit of intimidating to try to change it or make it better because you don't want to ruin what they already have. Totally understandable. So you just need to know how to read for improvements. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit. So you want to first check out the actual plan of action video if you haven't. There's 3 under the video link. I would recommend for this topic specifically looking at Meg's. I believe it's the bottom-most one. And that one will talk about what type of she'll talk about what needs to be complex enough and what needs to be flexible enough for a POA to be good. And you can use that as your basis of looking at each plan. Is it complex enough to be able to clarify, to be able to inspire, and to be able to complete the task? And is it flexible enough to still allow the norming of teams and such? You should also look and see if this POA came from a team or from an individual, because that might also influence your process a little bit. You could also look at Dr. S's video, which talks about the AIM SMART acronym. That is another thing that you can use as a really good basis to kind of track each POA goal. What you really want to be noticing with that is what seems to be too large of a chunk, If, for example, I write that I want to build a house, right? I can't just go and build a house. There's a lot of steps within that, and so you need to be able to see all of the bigger necessary steps listed out, because that's the only way you're going to be able to complete these larger tasks. So make sure that everything is really well fleshed out and there's no large chunks or missteps, and that they are processing all of the items needed too. That's another great thing that a lot of really good POAs still sometimes miss, is writing down, what they need or which team members are going to be achieving it. That's a really great way to help them get to the next level and really set the standard with their POA. With all of that being said, I hope that if you have any questions, please message me on Teams at Anna Priebe, Priebe. And hopefully this has given you enough information to really be able to give amazing feedback so all of our POAs can be setting the standard this quarter. Let me know if you have any questions.